Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. When people are asked who they are, they will often refer to their personality, their likes, their dislikes, their strengths, their allegiances. And they may honestly be sincere in saying that this is who I am. But they are quite mistaken. As it turns out, who you think you are is totally influenced by your reaction to fear. Beliefs about yourself are mainly based on your limitations that you've experienced and judged, either by what people told you about yourself or what you came to believe about yourself or through comparison with others. That so much of who you think you are is just based on fear. And regardless of the good intentions of loving parents and grandparents, a person will ultimately decide who they are based on their experience of themselves and other people. This dear one remembers with sadness how much he loved his little son and how happy his son was and how much positive reinforcement everyone gave this little boy. But at some point, the father realized and the son realized that he did not have the wiring in his brain to sound out letters. He could not make a distinction between a long A sound and a short A sound. And as such, he could not read. And this, along with other things, comparing himself to his sister, who was the same age, but picked things up very quickly, changed his feelings about himself, whether he was okay, whether he was not. His whole experience of school changed. He was late to mature, late to learn how to ride a bicycle. Watching his sister take the training wheels off at 3 years old, he could not take his off till he was 7. When tested, he was found to be gifted and talented, and yet it did not show up in school. He could not pass a test. It had to do with reading. And his coordination with his body arrived later. But by then, he didn't think he was an athlete. These are all conclusions that are drawn based on doubts and fears and comparisons and guilt. Imagine who you would be if you had no fear about life, about your competence, capacity to have what you want. Imagine who you would be if you didn't have a history of comparing yourself to others. After a while, people become accepting of their limitations. and they don't realize how they've carved a path for themselves. For instance, if you had an experience when you were very young of other children being mean to you, you may conclude that you're not particularly likable, or that it's not safe to be around other people because at any particular time when you're least ready for it, someone could say something hurtful and then you'd be hurt. That would take your path away from interacting with people. It might influence your career choices. All of this is based on fear, and that's why everything must go. For you to awaken, you need to re-examine the places where you've allowed fear to limit you, to have you think less of yourself and less of your abilities, to cancel possibility, and then let the Holy Spirit, who you really are, meet that with love and release all those fears so that you can expand well beyond this body into who you really are, with ease and comfort and excitement and power and forgiveness and lightheartedness about life itself. Allow this process to take place, even if things seem to be crumbling inside of you and around you. Everything is happening for you, not to you. And you have called these things to yourself to be released, to be forgiven, to be transformed, and to release you from anything less than the perfect child of God you are. Be gentle with yourself. Allow this expansion to take place. And as much as you can, enjoy the ride. It's only getting better. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.